All right, let's go to Hamilton, New Jersey. What's up, Lynn? How we doing?
Hi, Dr. John. It's such an honor to speak to you. Thanks so much for taking the call.
It's an honor for me. I'm grateful that you called. What's up?
So, me and my husband have been married for 23 years, and we run a home-based business where we work together on the daily. It's been super successful. My husband's an awesome entrepreneur. He does an amazing job, responding to challenges, adapting to growth. It's been a huge success. We have substantial savings. We live debt-free. We have a paid-off home. My challenge is even with all this success that we've had, he still feels like he's in survival mode. If our business isn't growing, and we're working, and I feel like we're not on the same page anymore in regard to work-life balance.
Okay.
Pressure from the business kind of just sucks the fun out of our life. It's causing me to get defensive, and it's affecting how we enjoy each other and just live our daily lives.
Gotcha. So what do you want to do?
Well, I love the business. I love that we have flexibility. I love, the day-to-day work. I personally would like to scale back, travel a little bit more. But again, he feels like he's in this survival mode, which to me is not the case.
Right. It's pretty common, and you know this, I mean, you live it, that people can turn their vocation, their business, their job into who they are. And that sentiment, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? Whatever that is.
Yeah.
That can become a personal identity. If I'm not making more money than I made last quarter, then I am failing. And if I'm failing, I have nothing. And so I've got to do whatever I can do to make sure this proxy, this thing that I have outsourced my identity to, this business. And by the way, business has a dollar amount, right? It's got a scorecard. And so I just get a real time. You can't find out if you did a good job with your kids, right? Until a teacher tells you, or until they marry well, or whatever. Your business tells you every day if you're failing or if you're winning, right? All that to say is this. I don't think this is a business question at all. I think this is a life question. And I just listened to you talk. I think you like your life that this business affords you more than the business. Is that fair?
Very 100% spot on.
Okay. And my guess is your husband, very similar. He may not love the business as much as the business gives him or has propped him up for a long, long time.
Yep.
And at some point, it'll kill you, right? Or you'll die of natural causes. Here's the ultimate question. Who do we want to become now? And that usually has couples sitting down saying, okay, we are 50, we are 65. What have we done all of this for, if not to enjoy it and not to go live our lives? And so the question is, who are we going to be? I would love to see you. This is just me throwing a grenade in your home for fun. And also I'm being kind of serious. I would love to see you turn in like a 6 weeks notice. I'm resigning.
Okay.
I'm not going to work here anymore because I want to go enjoy my life, and I would love for you to come with me. And I would love for you to go on dates with me and go hiking and whatever things y'all want to do, go salsa dancing, whatever the thing is.
Right.
I would love for you to do that with me, and you can choose to value grinding it and killing it, crushing it more than you value doing those things with me, but I'm going to go do them. So when I just said that, your voice tone changed. Why?
I agree with you. I thought it would scare me when you first were saying it, but I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of digging it.
Just resign. You work for yourself. You can quit.
Yep.
And I'm saying that with a smile on my face. Does that sound freeing?
It sounds amazing.
Okay, here's the big question. Most of the times couples get into discussions that turn into debates, that turn into fights, and
Yep.
it's about money, our business. It's about, who's gonna, that kind of stuff. This isn't that conversation. This conversation is, honey, we have enough. I want a different kind of life now.
Yep.
Or I want a life that looks like X, Y, or Z. And then what kind of work or business can we put into that life that supports it, but that the world doesn't revolve around that anymore? And for those listening who are younger, there's seasons when you're 20 and you're 30 when your life has to revolve around, you've got to get yourself in a position to be for stability, right? That's every job throughout all of history. And now there's a big thing for 20-year-olds that are quitting and like, I'm just going to, I don't know, I'm just going to get a minimum wage job because I'm going to live and love my life. And that just means I'm going to play video games or I'm going to go hiking or whatever. And I think that's a terrible mistake. But you are the opposite of that. Y'all put all the work and time in. And here you are, right? How old are you?
He just turned 50. I'm 52. So we've put years of sacrifice in.
And you're 10 years ahead of the curve, if not 20 years, right?
I'd like to think so, yeah.
Okay. Could you hire somebody to run this business that would provide y'all with some money and some purpose, and he's still a part of it, but also some flexibility? Or is it really built around him and you?
It's. I think it's built around him because we have made it built around him.
You're so smart. I love it. I love it.
You know, if that makes sense.
That's a really nice way to say I'm married to somebody with a sizable ego, and it's worked for us so far.
And a lot of control. And a lot of control issues. And that's another thing we are challenged with too, is sometimes, you know, things aren't done perfectly or aren't done exactly the way. So I think that would be a challenge in it's not being done the way he would do it.
Right. So I'll just do it myself. And it's got my name on it. So the buck stops with me. All those noble ideas that have become quotes over time become a way of living. And then there's a spouse and there's a kids. And then there's a person inside of him that's going, yeah, what about life though? Right?
Yep.
So it's both and.
Yeah.
It's both and. So here's something my wife did for me. I think I've mentioned on the show a little bit. So I've worked in nonprofits my whole career. I've been in education forever, working at universities and in public schools. And so coming to this job was it was like somebody opened the floodgates for me, where I was on call for 365, 24/7 for almost 20 years. And if I went to the hospital 4 nights a week to be with students, and I got up at 2 a.m. to deal with drunk students 3 nights a week, my paycheck stayed the same. And if I built a new residence hall or recruited 1,000 new students, my paycheck stayed the same. This is the first time it's like, man, you write another book, then you get more money. And if you get on the road and go speak at more places and go do more consulting, you make more, right? So I feel like I have had some tethers just clipped and I'm running as fast as I can. And it was this past Christmas break that my wife sat down and said, John, we have enough. I need you. And that was really hard for me to hear. And she was right. And she said, your kids need you. And from this point forward, anytime you think you're going to go, quote unquote, make some more money for us, I need you to hear me say that's not true. It's a lie that you're telling yourself. And that like cut me. I was like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same as she said, we don't need any more deep freezers. Like, we're good. Right? So same thing.
Right.
And so, or we don't need any more guitars or guns or anything like that. So there was a wisdom there, though, that I had to look in the mirror and say, I'm running and running and running. And I'm telling myself it's for these other people, but it's for me.
Yeah.
It's for me. And it's fine that it's for me. That's good. But it's coming at a cost of.
Exactly.
And that was hard. But I would love to see you put in your 6-week notice and see what happens. How do you think he'll respond to that? I'm just curious.
I think it would be a wake-up call.
Okay.
And I'm sure it would lead us to the bigger discussion that needs to happen.
Okay.
But I kind of like the shock factor of it.
Dude, don't get me in trouble. Okay, if I'm you, here's how I would do this. And again, every marriage is different. I would set up a nice dinner We'd go somewhere. We'd not wait until there's we're already fighting about something else, and it would
Yep.
be something planned. I have an announcement to make. I would also I know you've fantasized about this, but be concrete about it. What would you do instead? Because you can't do nothing, right? You got to have a purpose. You've got to have, are we going to go visit people? Are we going to get an RV?
Exactly.
Are we going to
Yep.
work from, like, what are we going to do? Just not nothing, right?
Yep.
Whew. Okay, let me know how that goes. And if you want to
right.
call about, please don't blow things up. Actually, you know what? It's your life. You can do whatever you can do whatever you want to. I love it. And by the way,
Well,
this is, I feel like I need to say this on behalf of people like me and your husband. He's doing this because he loves y'all a lot, right?
100% understood. And I don't want to feel or come across as ungrateful,
Right.
because, we are where we are because of it,
Mm-hmm.
but something's got to give.
That's right. I think there's a way to do it, not where you're ungrateful, where you are super grateful.
Yes.
Like, you've given us 30 years of your life.
Yeah.
And now we want you to take your life back.
Yep. I love it.
And I quit. That'd be so good. Oh, man. You're awesome, Lynn. Thank you so much for that call. Yeah, let me know how that one goes. I can't wait to hear it.